Do you ever wonder how psychologists understand human behavior? In AP Psychology, students need to master 4 key skills to grasp the subject. The first of these skills is concept application. The second is research methods. The third is data interpretation. And the fourth is argumentation. Research methods, one of the original 2 skills, plays a crucial role in understanding how psychologists study behavior. Let's explore this through a story about a researcher. In the old and the new AP Psychology, you will learn about many researchers. You will break down research successes and errors through the case method. Consider this an introduction. This will help you with your other AP Science classes as well. Imagine a scientist named Dr. Green. She's curious about how sleep affects memory. To figure this out, she needs to design a study. But how does she decide which method to use? Dr. Green's first option is an experimental method. This involves changing one thing to see its effect on another. For example, she might have 2 groups of people. One group sleeps 8 hours and the other only 4. This change in sleep is called the independent variable. She then tests everyone's memory the next day, measuring the dependent variable, their memory performance. Dr. Green randomly assigns people to each group to avoid any bias. This way, she ensures the results are due to the sleep difference, not some other factor. Using random assignment helps make the study's findings more reliable. She also needs to think about the control group. In this case, the group that sleeps 8 hours serves as the control, while the group that sleeps 4 hours is the experimental group. Sometimes, studies use a placebo to see if the effect is psychological rather than physical. To make sure the results aren't biased by the participants' or researchers' expectations, Dr. Green could use a single-blind procedure where the participants don't know which group they're in. Or she could use a double-blind procedure where neither the participants nor the researchers know who is in which group until after the data is collected. Dr. Green must define her variables clearly. These operational definitions help others understand exactly what is being measured and how. For instance, sleep could be defined as the number of hours slept, and memory performance could be defined by scores on a memory test. Now let's look at non-experimental methods. These don't involve changing anything, but observing what already exists. One method is a case study, where Dr. Green deeply studies one person who has unique sleep patterns. Another method is naturalistic observation, where she watches how people behave in their daily lives without interfering. Dr. Green might also use a correlation study to see if there's a link between sleep and memory. She can survey a large group about their sleep habits and memory performance. If she finds that people who sleep more tend to remember more, that's a correlation. But remember, correlation does not mean causation. It doesn't prove that more sleep causes better memory, only that they're related. She must watch out for the directionality problem, not knowing which variable influences the other, and the third variable problem, another variable influencing both. In surveys, the way questions are worded can lead to self-report bias or social desirability bias, where people answer in a way they think is acceptable rather than truthfully. When choosing participants, Dr. Green must ensure her sample represents the larger population. She can use random sampling, where everyone has an equal chance to be selected, or convenience sampling, choosing people who are easy to reach. However, convenience sampling can introduce sampling bias, making the results less generalizable. In any research, it's crucial to consider ethical issues. Dr. Green must get informed consent from participants, meaning they agree to be part of the study with full knowledge of what it involves. She must also protect their privacy and avoid causing harm. If deception is used, participants must be properly debriefed afterward. After collecting data, Dr. Green writes a report. Her peers review it to check for errors or bias. This process, called peer review, ensures the research is sound before it's published. What if the results don't support Dr. Green's hypothesis? This doesn't mean the research failed. It provides new insights and raises new questions. Sometimes, unexpected results lead to the most exciting discoveries. In summary, research methods help psychologists like Dr. Green understand complex human behaviors. Experimental methods test cause and effect, while non-experimental methods observe and find relationships. Both methods require careful design and ethical consideration. And even when things don't go as planned, science continues to advance, showing us more about how our minds work. If you can judge the work of other scientists, your own work, and the work of partners in future research, you can get a 5 on the 2025 AP Psychology exam.